as well as day number 1 of me trying to find my style. For this first style, I wanted to try an anime style, which I haven't tried in a while. For this piece, I decided that I would make 2 sketches. This is the rough sketch, which I make to get a messy understanding of the placement and proportions of the character. Now I'm moving on to the cleanup sketch, which I use to refine the shapes. Also, liquefying makes the strokes blurrier, but I feel free to liquefy during this cleanup sketch as it is not visible in the final piece. Now I've started drawing line art. Since I used a fairly thin brush, I tried to achieve a less messy line art, but this caused the process to take a while. Though I wish I could have made the line art much messier to give a nicer or looser feel. Also, these brushes that I'm using are default brushes, so they have low quality and don't fit to my liking. I'm going to try to find some better brushes. Here I'm starting to lay out the base color for the hair with a nice lavender color. I'm now starting to add more colors to the hair to make it look a lot brighter and more just prettier. I've now laid the base color in for the skin, and I'm also adding definition to the hair with highlights and shading as needed. I'm now adding shadows and rendering onto the skin by adding blush with a more rosy color of the skin tone, and I'm applying the blush on the cheeks, on the nose, the tips of the ears, and the shoulders. I also add shadows underneath the neck, along the chin, and underneath the nose. I'm now starting to color in her dress with gold rims. Now here's one of my favorite parts, coloring the eyes. Although I didn't quite like how the eyes didn't fit in with the rest of the piece at the end, as it required way too much detail, I still enjoy the process of painting them digitally. Here I added some more shadows and highlights with a multiply layer on top of the whole character, and I'm erasing it in areas that I would like to stand out or add some soft highlights. Now I'm adding the finishing touch, the eyebrows. Though the eyebrows turned out a bit thick and there were much more improvements that could be applied, I'll add them in future pieces. I really enjoyed drawing in this manga style. I hope you liked the finished result. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!